Let's keep going. Now, the purpose of explaining all this configuration, how to use these files, like set and be very basic, is because I found a lot of issues when I was doing that myself. If you've already installed an application, you know all of this stuff, you can skip ahead to the next part of the tutorial. Now, once we download this application, the things that I did was to include all the instructions over here. Now, as we said before, we can now connect to the Raspberry directly from here. Okay, one thing that we want to do with the Raspberry is to change so the Raspberry code. So here we want to activate VNC server. Yes, because it's going to create. We want to enable. Yes. Now we can try. There may be that we have some issues when we start, but let's give it a try. So we finish. Usually it doesn't need even to restart, so I can try to open VNC. Give me a second. So here we have VNC, so let's try to connect. The server is up because sometimes it gives a weird message. Okay, so I connected before to the same address, so it's telling me that, so you can just go and continue. All right, no, it actually connected without any issue. So here is the Raspberry Pi. Now, let's do some upgrades we can do in there. So install it. Okay, so I will put this one aside and we can keep going. Actually, no, I'm gonna pause because it's basically performing these two steps. And this one I think is pre-installed. What we're gonna do next is to install the Python project. Okay, so we try that everything that works. So we do the GitHub here. What I want to do also is to put these things directly in production with Django, so with Nginx and Juniper. So I'm going to show you that. I actually have another tutorial, but it was for an Ubuntu. This one is a different, is for a Raspberry. So we go to that tutorial. So in let's wait a few minutes. I'll come back. Okay, now we can reboot. Okay, it took quite some time actually to do all of this. So at some points this one will give a broken pipe. Okay, this one is I don't think it's working. Yeah, okay, so it's rebooting. Okay, so once it does reboot, we can keep going with installing the other parts of the project. Okay, it takes about a minute, and yeah, here we go back. Now we have the Raspberry Pi. So let's keep going quickly. So we already installed this one, so I shouldn't do anything. Okay, cool, done. Now I used to create a directory where to put the project. So this is how the your Raspberry looks like. If you want to see where you are, PWD, you see I'm in home stuff now. I want to go in projects, okay, and create the stuff over here. So now what I do is first of all to install virtual environment because everything will be installed in the virtual environment from a Python standpoint. Okay, so we do this. It shouldn't take long, but I don't know why it's so slow. This Raspberry, probably if you have a file, this is gonna take a second. I'll pause. But the idea here is that I will put in this directory both the directory of the project and its virtual environment. So I'm going to keep those two things separated, but with the same root. So let's then create the virtual environment. I just create with a kind of like a name that is similar to the application I'm gonna run. So that's why I put v underscore. So now we create this one. Then we go into the environment. So we are going to show you how that work out. The 16 has been successful. We should take it back. All right. Now we are in. Okay. As we said, we have to clone this project. It's the one that we have on the here locally. Here you can just put directly the branch that you need. So this is already what the command is required. The root is the correct one, so it's going to install after. Be careful where you install this one, otherwise all the different configuration files need to be changed. Okay, so it should be really quick. Okay, so now we actually should be in. Yeah. Okay. So if we are in this directory, we should have a requirement.txt. Now, for simplicity of all this tutorial, the SQL file, this one, the database for logging, etc., is already here. So we don't need to do the migration, etc. So it's just going to be a bit quicker there. Now you do the installation of the requirements. So this is going to install all the libraries that can be required on the project. I'm gonna run this one and then post because it may take a second to do this. Okay, so what we can do now, that finished the installation, so it gives me no errors, so it should work also for you, is to just run the server. Oh, by the way, very important, you have to install all of these in the virtual environment, okay? So now let's see. All right, okay, cool. I forgot to import the secret key for the project because I have in the settings a way to read directly the secret key. So we can do a transfer, but the easiest way to do is either to use VNC or to connect remotely using PyCharm. So let's try. I don't know if it does work, but if you can, let me try to do this. So here you have an option to do remote host. Now I'm not connected. So what I have to do is to go PyCharm setting, and I have to create a new interpreter. Now the interpreter exists because it's in the Raspberry Pi already. So we're gonna use that Python to run the project. So yeah, 125. This is where the virtual environment will be located for this project. And here is the base interpreter. We want to use the interpreter that is in the app. A location of this virtual environment, given that We have put the project. Is this the virtual? Oh, sorry, that was a mistake. I was feeling weird that we had to tell both things because the virtual environment, the Python should be in the same location. Um, in, should connect and show you here everything that we installed before when we did the requirement.txt installation. So let's pause for a second and see what happens. Okay, it didn't take long. Here is all the libraries that we installed for that project. So now we apply. Okay, now we actually should be able to connect and see the remote location, because then we can basically copy and paste the file. We will give ourselves the right permission. Let's confuse it. Okay, this is okay. I don't know what is that error, but here it's still not connecting. I think it's updating the connection here. So I may need to wait for this one to be ready. And then when it's ready, we can see also the remote also delete. Mm. Okay, let's continue. What I didn't notice is that this IP is the wrong one. So we have to select the one we installed just before. But if we do that, then we do apply. Okay. I still pending the connection, so I'm not sure what the problem is. Okay, so I couldn't find what the problem was because it seems that it should have been connected. So I switch it off and I switch it on. And now it does connect. So also these should now work. So what that means is, so first of all, let's connect it back to the Raspberry. We did all of this because we want to move the virtual environment file that is hidden from here to here in order to being able to read it from the settings. Let's recap. We did the connection because it's the easiest way for fixing this problem. There is, oh, sorry, we have to reactivate the virtual environment in order to run this. This. And then we run. I put the absolute path, so it doesn't matter where you are. Now, you saw there is an error because it doesn't find the .env file where there is the secret key for this to start. So what we need to do is to create that file. And we have to go remotely. So this is the Pi. Okay, you can also do it from here. Because we're not transferring, we have to create it from scratch. Yeah. So we can say you can do show Eden. Okay, so this is the file. We open it up and we copy and paste the secret key that I have from another Django project. The problem here is that we have not created a Django project. We have just clone it. So it doesn't come with the key because it's post-production ready. So I took it off like that and I put the in the repository in the how do you say, on GitHub. So now the virtual environment file exists. So we should also be able to say here. There you go. So let's run this. And now, okay, there are a few other things in this virtual environment file that are missing. So I pause, I fix those. That are basically the commands for running the backend server for the email. So what happened is that I have to add this line of code to the .env file because it's read by the program. Now I put the real one that I'm using, so it's actually going to be able to send emails, but that's for another time. So whatever you're going to put, it should be able to start because the part that we're going to use in terms of app doesn't use this code, so you can just copy and paste to this one. Okay, so let's go back now. That one has been added. So if we were trying to run the server again, as we said, that there are a few users that are already there, so we should be able to log in. Now, obviously, we are remote, so it's not going to be this one because it's not running locally, it's running remotely. So what we have to do is to take a browser and to put the IP address we want with the 8080. So you see that has been connected. So this is how it looks like. Okay, the app is at this location. Okay, so this is the app that we're gonna need to use. Now, as you can see, this is just in Django. Now, what we're gonna need to do before we start all the rest of the project is to basically run without this 8080 and start the server at the start of the machine. So it's basically going to be installed, started from the boot application. So to do that, we have to do a bunch of things. So first of all, we close this. The other test I wanted to do is basically to run remotely from here. Not sure why from here is not working. It's probably I have to remove it and change the configuration because everything else seems to be correct. So I'm not sure what's the problem here. Doesn't work. Okay, so but it's not that we really need it, so we can just follow this guide and keep going. All right, so let's deactivate the environment. We don't need for now. Right, so no, actually we need it. We need to be in the environment. Okay. Let's go back to the virtual environment. Now we have to go to the directory where you have the manage.py file. This is the purple. Where is the merge dot? There you go, this one. Okay, then we have to do this. Just a command to create the connection between the Unicorn and the Django app. Use this type of interface to communicate. And ask me for more details than that. I don't really know. Yeah, I think it's fine. Now Control C. Okay, then we have to create this folder. Now we have to go into the Unicorn socket. So we created this one with Super Nano. We copy this code. Now is Control X. Yes. Enter. Now all of these, I do believe, if I'm not mistaken, so let me scroll a second, because you have to change the permission of many of these files. So I'm checking if all of those that need to be read by some other application, we have to change the permission. Okay, so I don't think it's required for this. Okay, let's keep going. Now we have to create this service. After we create a socket, that is the mechanism for communicating between the applications. So we create this. Let's have a look. So this is user management and is correct. And then we have the virtual environment. Okay, this is correct. The working directory is correct. Okay, so this is where you have basically deactivate for the same location of the same path of how you activate the virtual environment. And this one is just where the application is. Okay, so right, it looks correct. I can note if you have changed some of these now. Control X, Y. Okay, now we start the socket service. Yeah, we enable, so this is gonna start up. This is gonna create, this one is creating the, I think the symbol to connect. Now let's check the status. Okay, then Control C out. Then we check the service status and is inactive. Yeah, because we haven't started yet. So we do this way stuff. So this is Control C. Good point. So okay, I think also we need to enable this. Okay. This one I required in case we make any change to the Django code. Okay, now let's install Nginx. Okay, from here you don't need the virtual environment any longer. Okay, so let's start. We have to basically create this file. Okay, you see the configuration now. This is 135. All the other bit and pieces should work. Okay. Now, yes, I want this one to be installed. Okay, so now we have to create the file for Nginx or Nginx for this. It's called. I've already changed the 135. Okay, X. Now, one thing we need to do is to collect the static from Python in order for this one to work when we're trying to visualize the page. Now, it's not required to do this straight away, but at this point, why not? Let's do that. We have to go here. This one should work regardless, so we should just create a static folder. Yeah, inside user management. And here I just put all the files to serve. Will be served for the server. That's the way that thing work. Now we don't need this. So we deactivate. Now we have to basically do these grouping things to check who is gonna run, who is gonna basically call the different services. So okay, so this one is not required, just to check the permission. Now we have to do the link. Now we test if the configuration is correct. Okay, now we start. So I think this one pretty much as well as sudo Nginx on the Nginx status. Nginx status is okay, and the status of the other two. Let's do a quick check. This one, okay. Running. Okay, so if this is all correct, what should happen now is that we should be able to connect to the Raspberry Pi to Nginx. And there you go. All right. So what that means is that if I so this one is working. So now we are in the Pi. Let's do a sudo reboot now. So now the Raspberry is rebooting. So this one should be not possible to be reached any longer. Okay. Now once this one is back online, I want to see if we are able to connect to the server, because the services should start automatically, so the engine should start up, and so you should be able to connect. Right. Okay, a bit weird. It's taking a while. All right, and there you go. So these start up automatically sync all the project. Okay, now we have everything ready to do the rest of the project. And the rest of the project is to configure and change all of these files in order for all of these pieces to work. Now we have downloaded and making production because all of these things will need to be automatically reachable. Otherwise, whenever you switch on the Raspberry, it wouldn't work. I also need to do a change in the way that this works because if the Wi-Fi is going to get error, it should work with as an access point. Okay. See you next time.